Hi, and welcome to the 9th edition of the Frog Splash podcast. We are a little shortened today, and honestly, we got some good stuff to go in for you. To my right, your left, I have...
Jesse, woo woo woo.
There you go, right? Zack Ryder style. To my other right...
This is Alex, certified G, bona fide stud, and you couldn't even teach that.
I tried once. Couldn't do it.
Failed.
And of course, I am your main man with the action plan, swigging beer from a beer can. Just made that up. Adam, representing my Bring a Bull. So, we've changed the format up a little bit. I noticed, you probably noticed it, we don't have a video game somewhere in the spotlight being played. You know, due to the feedback of our audience, it was too much of a we were losing focus. And it was too much of a distraction. And for us to have actions, for us to be articulate, for us to have concepts, we need to focus more on the actual wrestling portion of it. We may throw one to you every now and then, maybe a Smash Brothers tournament or something else we're playing, but for now we're going to stick to our new format here at the Frog Splash podcast, and if somebody comes in, maybe we'll get a knock on the door. We're looking to get some future guests here. We got some things booked up in line, so super excited about this. Everyone on Reddit, keep on hating. I love all the comments and posts. So, before we get into the WWE U-verse and the main roster portion, let's talk a little bit about the NXT pay-per-view, the takeover that just occurred a week ago, less than a week ago.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end is what they're officially calling it.
The end of the beginning.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was.
They changed it up on us.
It was.
At the end.
I still want to know if it's still going to be called NXT TakeOver. Apparently it's not, but then some people say it is. I'm curious. Because it was the end. But it was the end of the beginning. Is that what they said?
The way they were booking it, it looks like they were showing like the very beginning with like Seth Rollins and Charlotte and even Corey Graves, the savior of misbehavior, winning his tag team championship and all in Neville and all those things. So I don't know if it was just like a changing of the guard type situation. I'm sure we'll find out here very soon. Hence, maybe a brand splitting, maybe NXT takes over SmackDown or something.
Takeover SmackDown.
Takeover SmackDown. NXT.
They could have their own network show. It's that good.
They do. That's what people pay the $10 for every month is to get 3 to 4 hours of NXT.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The first match that came out to begin with was Ty Dillinger versus CN. And I'll be realistic with you. I saw Ty Dillinger on the NXT TakeOver Texas tour. I wasn't feeling it. The sign wasn't there. His 10. It was more of a joke for me. Like, I was just not digging it at all. And I get it. 10. It's catching up. People are loving it now. I'm into it now. Just get rid of the sign, Ty. You don't need it.
It was the sign at the end. You were so in it. You were like, I like this. I like the attire. It's hilarious.
Hair looks
it works.
good.
And then you pulled out the 10 and you were like, nope, it's still the same guy.
Nobody in the main roster uses a gimmick like that. And if you want to be at that status, you need to pretend to be at that status until you're there.
But I kind of feel like gimmicks in NXT are a little bit more accepted than in the main roster. Maybe it's just me. But I just feel like they're way more over the top gimmicky in NXT. But once they get to the main roster, it's sort of kind of like Tyler Breeze. Look at how Tyler Breeze was so successful in NXT. But then he goes up to the main roster and it's just like lower mid card with what's his face?
Breeze Dango.
Yeah, Breeze Dango.
It's working so well. They said it on Breaking Ground this week.
Yeah,
and it's just working so well.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Probably because Golden Truth is never going to work.
Golden Truth got their own shirt.
That shirt's so
they
good.
Got their own
That shirt is so good. We need a Breeze Dango shirt.
We should just hang it up here with the rest of our stuff.
Exactly.
Any other thoughts on the Ty Dillinger match?
Wait, who was going up against Ty?
CN.
Okay, that guy.
With his live event debut.
And that was 86 The Mask, right?
No mask.
Yeah, no mask.
Okay, that guy's money. All of us, all about it.
Yeah. The pants were great.
Yeah. I think one of you said it was like shades of Eddie Guerrero.
That was Adam.
This one?
You definitely called it.
It had the flair of Eddie Guerrero, and I think he's got the new haircut that goes in line with the style and culture of our day-to-day as we speak now. From watching the last week or the Breaking Ground Reloaded, we learned if you catch it, CN actually had a match in there at Dallas Access, at WrestleMania Access. So there's a glimpse of him wrestling in there, and I was like, oh, what do they call him then? So who knows? I wasn't there. I don't think Jesse saw that match.
No, I only saw like 3 matches.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It makes sense. Ty Dillinger puts CN over because Ty's over right now. So a loss for him won't hurt. We're not losing credibility or anything to that nature. So it makes sense. Newcomer, Austin Ayers, Nakamura, Asuka, who else?
Bobby Rhodes.
Bobby Rhodes. And we'll have CN. So these newcomers are coming in, have to get over. We can't start them off on losses. Like that's not how you do things.
Especially if you're paying for them to come to your promotion. Like Ty Dillinger started in the developmental. So with them, they can take as much time as they want because they're not veterans of 10, 15 years like CN is. They're just, people that have been doing this for 2-3 years. And sometimes you get to be Baron Corbin, or you get to be Enzo Amore, or you get to be Big Cass, and you've only been doing this for 2-3 years, and you make the break already.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Lightning struck for those guys, I'll tell you.
Yeah. And overall, I thought it was a solid match. It was good, even from Ty. And Ty, you've definitely come a long way, you know, from Niagara Falls, Canada.
All the way.
It's clear.
On the other side.
On the other side of the
clear sea.
Clear sea.
Yeah, watching that match, I just thought money for both of those guys.
CN, you're gonna do some great things if you keep it up in this, and thank God you're not wearing that mask. It's just not the right stable for it right now.
Yeah.
No mask, no flips and tricks. It was just fists.
Yep.
Which technically takes us to our second match.
Exactly.
Of the evening. So we have the NXT Tag Team Championship match. American Alphas still on that win streak from the last takeover. They got the belts, but we have the rematch against the Revival, Dash and Lash and
Dash Lawson.
And Lawson, right?
They're trios tag.
Yeah, there's 3 of them now. Yeah, I made up the 3rd one. This match was, you didn't know who was gonna win it. I wanted American Alphas to win it.
I thought we all thought that American Alphas were going to win it.
Yeah, but then you watch the match, and then it goes left, right, for like 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't control my emotions.
Yep. And I think we typically complain about too many near falls, but every near fall was like edge of my seat. I thought it could end the match.
Yeah.
And it was just that good. And I really believed that either one of them could win that match. So when I saw the end, I was just like, wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that, but I think that's what it's all about.
No botches either.
There was no botch.
Not that I could catch.
Yeah. Maybe if we go back and watch it,
right.
But not in the moment.
Now I'm going to watch just for botches when I want to watch it.
That's a different segment.
Yeah.
The botch moment of the week.
Botch moment of the week.
Brought to you by Slim Jim.
Totally.
Sent.
But what it really comes down to, Dash and Dawson are the first 2-time any champion of NXT, and they just so happen to win the titles. And, well deserved. They put the American Alphas over at WrestleMania TakeOver, which is what I'm going to call that, because they had pretty much had their own. You learn a lot watching Breaking Ground. You find out that they could have bought American Airlines Center and sold it out, but it wasn't available. I believe they would have sold it out. Yeah. We would have had 3 Smarks right here. I would have been marking out the whole time.
Exactly.
The whole time. No Bat Dad shirt, though. So.
No Bat Dad, dog.
Congratulations, Dash and Dawson. The Revival. The Arn Anderson, that's what I call the half of the 4 Horsemen versus the Steiner Brothers match. I like the singles.
Half the 4. God. They should have said more though about the fact that they became the 2-time champions, because it was the end of the beginning. So it's like, will they get to continue with this belt for a long time because they are the new brand?
And they didn't really make a big deal about it. You're right. You would think that something as historic as that would have been like all over the commentators, but
yeah,
it wasn't.
Moving on.
Damn it, Corey Graves.
Yeah, the savior of misbehavior. Just
strikes again.
I feel like I want to vomit when I say that. Ugh. Now, did we have the Nakamura match next or the women's match next? Nakamura, right? Yeah. And then it was women's and the men's.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we go to the Nakamura versus Austin Ayers. It was a great match.
It was.
I honestly, truly enjoyed it. Yeah. Nakamura just has this energy of him about it, and people at NXT have just taken it. I was a big doubter, not of him, but the style, the strong style being brought into mainstream here in the Americas. Because out east, it's phenomenal. Yeah. That's how they just roll out in Japan and all those pro circuits out there. But here, it's not. It's not really anyone's true style. And with Asuka and Nakamura both having that strong style, real stiff but fluid at the same time movements, it's just taken a new level to it.
They just stand out, I think.
Yeah.
They're very unique in NXT.
And that uniqueness makes you like excited to watch it. Like you know, if you're falling asleep a little bit and they come out, you're like, dude, I want to see what they're gonna do because they might do something I've never seen. Whereas sometimes when you watch WWE wrestling, they're doing the same spots that you've seen, even like to the T, like one spot after the next one after the next one. It's always the same. But with them, you can see something completely different.
And Nakamura, it's not necessarily his wrestling style that gets me, it's just the charisma. He just leads it in that ring. I just... Oh.
Could never be like Nakamura. That dude's charisma is crazy.
And the way he moves, the way he... I think that's it, actually, because he doesn't talk much, but...
Does this loss for Austin Aries hinder him? Because Nakamura is so over that giving him a loss wouldn't really affect how we view him.
I was half and half. I could see Nakamura going over because he's still so new to the NXT brand. But Aries, this was his first major appearance for NXT because he's been on NXT before, but this was his first big match. And the only thing I could think of was, man, this guy's from TNA. In my opinion, sometimes the guys that come up from TNA sort of get the jobber status, but we'll see how it goes. It was his first major match, so he could come back from it. He's an amazing talent. I've only seen a couple of his matches in TNA, but what I have seen, he's pretty phenomenal. Yeah, I said it.
No, I think that Nakamura is already over. Didn't per se need it, but I think that he will go main roster first. And you know, what about having Aries as the top heel that ends up getting the belt at some time? You know, Vince and Triple H love heel champions.
Love them.
Right now you got Samoa Joe.
Yep.
Samoa Joe won't always be there. So maybe Austin Aries takes it at some point after a babyface has it as a transitional champion. Finn Balor gets it back. First 2 times.
This we're not there. All right, we're gonna move on to the women's match. We've got Asuka versus Nia Jax. I will tell you, when it first came to Nia Jax, I just wasn't a believer. I just thought she was just some bigger wrestler who just was strong because she was big and maybe got a push because of who she's related to and
her pedigree.
Right? So it's fair for me to make that assumption because that's my own view. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, that match was no joke. She is strong. And, I mean, she could probably power lift me.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt in my mind that if it came to it, she would just whoop me. And she gave Asuka some really good spots, I would say.
Yeah.
There was some power bombs, there's some suplexes, things that you don't typically see with women. Suplexes, Charlotte will maybe do one, but turns it more into a suplex with just a more backdrop one. Natty would probably be one of the only other ones that I would actually be able to get you straight up.
Yeah, they do more of a snap suplex, or they do a modified exploder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asuka took some hard bumps, courtesy of Nia Jax, and I think that just speaks to Asuka's experience. The fact that she's willing to go that extra mile and take those really, really stiff bumps. So I think
it's her style.
Match. It was.
But that's her New Japan style.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think about the ending, Alex?
I love the ending. I thought it was great. I thought that the fact that we didn't end it with another submission and the fact that Asuka does have about 3 or 4 great finisher submissions, like the fact that you said, hey, instead of doing this again, doing what Bayley did, you're going to actually pretty much knock her out with the style that you do things, with the kicks, with the back fists. Like, that was great. You saw a lot of Nakamura and AJ Styles in the finisher of that match.
Yeah.
Which is great to see from your champion woman.
Yeah, and it just goes to speak to her talent. I mean, she can't speak much English, but she says everything with her eyes. During those promos before the match, the NXT before the match. Man, she's just got it all. I can't wait to see her on the main roster.
Probably will be some time, but that's okay.
Probably. That's all right.
That's personal opinion. So we move on to the main event of the evening. We've got, this is their third match now, but their second takeover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do London against
They
each
did
other?
London.
They did London.
But it wasn't for the title. No, it was for the title.
It was.
It was.
Went
It
over.
was London, then Dallas,
Then now.
then now.
Back at Full Sail.
Yeah.
Right. So
Or
we're not
the-
counting the live event then.
You can't count it as that, but Finn Balor does lose the title at a live event in Ohio?
Massachusetts.
Somewhere in the northern territories. Not here. I wish I'd been there.
Let's get our fact.
Let's start
checkers
there
on
to
that.
begin with. What does Finn Balor losing that title at a house show mean for NXT style?
It means that it's must-watch television. Like, you, not just must-watch television, it's actually must-watch social network that you need to do. You need to be on their Instagram. You need to be following them. You need to be on their Facebook.
Snapchat.
You need to be on Snapchat. You need to be watching every week on This Week in WWE if you don't have those other things. It's becoming its own global brand that you have to be in different places to really get it, which I think is cool.
And it makes you want to be there.
Yeah.
I will tell you, if NXT was in Dallas that night, I would have done everything in my power to get there.
Yeah.
That's about 4 hours north of here. I would have done everything in my power to get there. That is just phenomenal. It makes me regret the fact when they did the Texas tour, we didn't go to Houston. We didn't go
To Austin.
as well.
Yeah.
And granted, it was the same show and it was the same spots, but
Yeah.
giving those guys that ability to wow you every night is still phenomenal. And when Finn Balor loses that title, it's for a reason. There's purpose behind storyline. They do that for a reason. It makes you want to go. It makes you invested in the real story. And I'm sure it'll play out longer the more they fight each other.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's in store for them after this, but we do know that this match did end with Samoa Joe in winning the belt when he did, what is the name of that move?
The Muscle Buster,
Muscle
off
Buster
the
off
second
the
rope.
second rope inside that beautiful black cage.
Yes.
No.
That was just gorgeous. It reminded me of WCW style with the black cages and all the good stuff without the top part. Phenomenal match. Coup de grace.
Yeah.
We got a couple of haters, but it was a good match. No outside interference. Clean win. These two guys could put on. They're like the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I could see this feud transcending into the main roster.
Yeah.
When that time does come.
Yeah.
What's funny is that we were reminded that you can escape the cage by exiting the door.
I was so
we all had a
upset
problem with that. It was just like a side note while we were watching the match. They're like, "Oh, you can escape through the door," and I was like, "Yes," and it's the stupidest thing ever.
Why do we have doors?
Yeah, the whole idea is you're locked inside a steel cage. Oh, hey ref, open the door for me. Thanks.
The door is there to be ripped off by Kane in his debut. That's the only reason why it's there. It's just for that.
Oh yeah.
But
or Stone Cold to be thrown through the door.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he lands, and that's how he won the match.
Hashtag.
But not Edge, because he just goes through the side of the cage instead of the door. But as well as that, you're saying, going over clean in that match, these guys, no matter who would have won that match, going over clean is the correct play because they're both that over that it doesn't matter that the other one lost. We've watched them 3 times. There's been 4 times that they've wrestled that people have gotten to see a standout match for the 3 that we've seen and then the one where the title changed. They're that good that they don't need it to be oh, but this happened or this person cheated. They're just that good.
They're that good. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So before we transition into main roster talk and rumor mill, we're starting off a new segment here with our new format. This is going to be your smart segment. We each get 15 seconds to make a smart booking in NXT. Any volunteers that go first? And you will be on the clock.
Dang. I'll go first. We all know that I love women's wrestling, so right off the bat, I really want to see Asuka and Sasha Banks go at it. One, because we've never seen them in the same ring before, and who knows when Asuka will be in the main roster, but I cannot wait for Asuka's music to hit. Sasha Banks is in the middle of the ring, and she just comes down there and stares her down. It's going to happen.
Acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you.
You
You
wanna
got
go?
one. I still
I'll
have
go?
to think of one.
All right, I'll go then.
Yeah.
That means while I'm talking, you're going to be thinking. You won't hear the greatness of it.
I'm in.
All right, so we've mentioned it before. I'm still in ideas, but I think it's a smart booking, or what I would potentially, it makes sense to me. The next NXT TakeOver, which I'm sure they're going to call it TakeOver. It'll probably be Brooklyn 2.0 or something silly like that. Asuka versus Bayley and a third unnamed person in a ladder match for the women's belt.
Women's first ladder match.
But the ladder is going to be black because that's their style. Black ladder match. No polka dots, though. Dusty Rhodes.
Oh,
Memory
Nice.
will
rest in
live on.
peace. That would be a freaking sick match right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Remember, this is also the smart here that said that we were going to do the IC belt at a ladder match at WrestleMania again back in January. So I did call that. I'm calling this one. I'm not sure who that third one is. Honestly, it could be, don't hate when I say it, it could be Alexa Bliss or Carmella. Those are the two that I would imagine it could be.
One of them deserves a push. They've waited patiently, I think.
I think mine, and I just made this one up, but I think it's pretty good. Got Samoa Joe as the champ right now.
Yeah.
We just heard about Bobby Rhodes coming in at the Download Festival in the UK. What if they brought him in for his debut on TV? He calls out Austin Aries. Then Austin Aries says, "You're not even worth my time. I should be in the title picture."
Ooh.
And then Samoa Joe comes out and says, "I'll beat both of y'all." Triple threat.
Right here, right now.
I would love right here, right now. But triple threat at the next takeover doesn't even have to be for the belt. The reason why it's awesome is because TNA, but NXT did it better. Because you know it's going to be a phenomenal match.
Oh my god.
Off the cuff. You'll all want this, because I want it.
I love it.
And that has been our 15-second smart segment version 1.0.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I liked it. Stay tuned. We're going to do 2.0 here for main roster afterwards.
Shout out to Stephanie McMahon. You need creatives.
I mean, if Teddy Long could give you some ideas, I can give you some ideas myself. Because I called Zack Ryder winning it at WrestleMania. I also called ladder match that was going to happen 3 months before it happened. It makes sense. Just keep that formula for WrestleMania. Put the IC up for a ladder match every year, and you have one less thing to worry about. Now you can work on the smarter things, the harder things. So if we do a ladder match every year, the Andre the Giant Memorial every year, at least stick those two segments to be consistent, and then we can work on other things and have more attention to them, so that people aren't surprised. I have another storyline I got to build up for, The Miz or something. So
You did call Zack Ryder, didn't you? I just remembered that. And everybody doubted you at Mania.
yeah, the
That
big
dude.
smelly guy in front of me
That
was like,
Shout out.
he was
if you're
like,
watching.
he was like, and I was like, he was like, "Want to put money on it?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't feel like taking your money tonight." So, no worries. So let's move on. We do have a pay-per-view coming up this Sunday. You can see it on the WWE Network for $9.99.
And it's 720 or 480p glory,
Correct.
depending on the bandwidth.
Wait till we get 4K. Though.
With a 90% satisfaction rate? Is that what
Yeah.
they say?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I actually enjoy Money in the Bank. I've spent this last week going and rewatching old ones. 2013, where Randy Orton won. He completely kicked Rob Van Dam off the ladder and RKO'd him midair. It was beautiful. Rob Van Dam, still love you, but
I missed the punt, though. The Randy Orton punt.
we miss a lot of things about Randy Orton, but we should be getting him back soon.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about what's most likely to be in the pre-show, because WWE does not know how to book it, and that's okay. Just admit it, but so we can move forward and get better. It's probably going to be the WWE United States Championship match. Our man Rusev, probably alongside Lana or not, because we've been seeing her pop up here and there at NXT now.
She's been wrestling at house shows every weekend. And
Wow.
damn, she looks good.
So I don't know
I'm
that we're
saying
going to
that.
get Lana for a while they're recalculating her and putting her in her own little storylines.
Yeah.
Versus Titus O'Neil, which came out of nowhere. This storyline. Titus, we got friends that love you. I think you've got a great build to it. I need you to be heel, though. Like, you've got such great potential to be heel.
Yeah.
Right now, babyface is great. Yeah, you're the dad of the year. Sure, community outreach, suspended for like 8 months. Yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about that.
He can be a heel and still do that stuff. Look at Charlotte. She still makes appearances for...
Yeah, look at Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Look at Bat Dad.
Yeah.
Look at Bad Dad.
Stephanie McMahon.
Bad Dad. Yeah. I'm Bad Dad. All right. What are your thoughts, guys, on this Titus O'Neil Rusev pre-show match? It's not saying it's pre-show, but I'm calling it. Once again, you heard it here first. Probably second.
I said it earlier. I'm just... There hasn't been that much build-up for me. Not enough to get me excited about it, so I'm just like... It's... I mean, I guess it's appropriate that it's in a pre-show, but I think had it been booked better, and if I didn't feel like they were just trying to throw Titus O'Neil a bone after all that controversy that, he went through after Raw went off the air a couple months ago. I don't know. It just feels very stale to me.
Do you think that it will be a good match? Will there be anything memorable, anything worthwhile to it?
I think that'll be its saving grace. If the match ends up being freaking awesome, then I think that could save it.
You've got two guys that are pretty powerhouses. Like, Titus O'Neil is really big.
Yeah.
And he's, like, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Rusev is just thick and strong. He's leaned down a little bit.
Yeah.
Rusev has. So, like, this match is going to be, like, Titan style. Like, you've got two big guys going at it.
And they're not booking it as that.
No. Yeah, no, they're not. Like, this has potential to be probably one of the better matches of the night. And, we're not there. I guess you guys are just trying to feel it out. Maybe make something better for Battlegrounds next month, or maybe a pop-up show, Elimination Chamber or something. Who knows? I don't really know. So I think this match has potential. Just please don't book it in the pre-show.
Yeah.
I mean, you are, but don't.
It's happening. Yeah.
So
Rusev goes over.
Rusev goes over.
Yeah.
He's a transitional champion, but he's gonna go over.
Yeah, you can't have him lose that title this early on.
Yeah, maybe Titus gets it at SummerSlam.
He's not the American Alphas.
Yeah.
Sorry. Smarked out for a moment.
See what you did there.
All right. So I'm going to save the Money in the Bank towards the later one.
Okay.
Let's go into the AJ Styles versus John Cena.
That's a good one to go.
John Cena's back, and I love John Cena. Jesse likes John Cena.
I love John Cena.
Hell, I'm coming down and being announced with my wife in 3 weeks at our wedding to John Cena's theme song. We're going to have that segment on here for the next one. To have John Cena versus AJ Styles is like every smart stream, like every Mark stream too. Is if you're an AJ Styles fan and you're a John Cena fan, you're just torn. You have to buy 2 shirts, rip them in half, sew them together. And you don't know which way. You have no clue of which way to do it.
You should totally do it, dude. You just called it.
I don't have an AJ Styles shirt though.
Yeah. I mean, you can.
And I like my John Cena shirt in its entirety. So probably.
You can buy both. I'm sure both of them are on eBay for like $5 if you get like older ones.
Anyways,
it would be worthwhile.
I'm excited. The build-up for it was really cool, but it was also very gutsy to have AJ Styles. I don't need the club anymore. I don't need Gallows. I don't need you guys anymore. And then the next week, just be like, ha-ha, it was all for work. Ha-ha. And we do the heel turn. Like, honestly, you just going against John Cena, you could have done it yourself.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're gonna have outside interference and.
Yeah,
and
that takes away some of the fun. You don't need it. When you're that phenomenal, you don't need it.
You really don't.
Yeah.
Which is, that's why they booked you to lose to Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I'm excited about this match, but I really think it could have been a WrestleMania match. I think if they had built it up slowly over time, maybe have Cena get the title back and have AJ win the Royal Rumble, I think that could have been money. No. But I can see them wanting to give AJ Styles a major push booking, after all his losses recently, Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho. I'm hoping that John Cena lays flat on his back for 3 seconds and loses. But we'll see.
And that's coming from a John Cena C-Nation fan.
I love him.
And Nikki Bella. He loves them both.
Stay fearless.
Dual combo.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
So for me, there's two underlying things that are happening in this match. One of them is you've got the face of WWE from 2003 until now against the face of TNA during that same exact time that were battling each other, kind of. Not WCW versus WWE
Definitely.
style.
Yeah.
Battling against each other in ratings.
Flip. John Cena's going to win now.
But match quality.
Yes, exactly. So that's one underlying thing. And then the other, and that's why John Cena's going to win. And the other underlying thing is
still loses.
AJ Styles and The Club came from New Japan, and this is Vince McMahon saying, "Oh, all you smarks like to watch Lucha, and you like to watch TNA, and y'all like to watch ROH and New Japan and all that."
And River City Wrestling.
No, River City Wrestling.
God.
We are still the kings, and John Cena is still the king.
Sadly.
And that's why it's going to be
Sadly,
AJ
I
Styles
agree
on
with
his
you.
back,
Yeah.
getting the 1, 2,
That
3.
is, was that your 15 seconds of smart, dude?
No, but that was like what I was feeling like when I saw him do the heel turn. I was like, it's the ultimate heel versus the ultimate face.
Oh,
I agree.
damn,
It's probably
good.
going to happen if AJ Styles taps out to the STF. I'm going to be pissed.
STFU.
The John Cena
I
sunrise.
thought they got rid of the FU for PG purposes.
This ain't PG. I'm sitting here swigging a beer.
Alright, for the working
We got
man.
the Smoking Skull belt. This is attitude, son. Look who we got behind us over here. Woo! Alright, it's like more like a crow, or is it like a...
It's
It's
like,
a-
there's raspy.
You got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Smart, dude. Love it. Alright, so let's move on to the WWE Tag Team Championship match. This will be a 4-team, 8-man. And are they going to do the tag portion? It's not a tornado style, right? It's just going to be like they've done before. 4 corners, and you'll have to eventually tag your partners that out, so you have to tag somebody else.
Yes.
I imagine that's how they're going to...
If you want a good example of a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, WrestleMania 20, there were 2 Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship matches.
Have you been researching that?
No, I just know it.
What were the 2 matches? Who was all in all?
Okay,
Who won?
on the
How
Raw,
was it booked?
for the Raw Tag Team Championships, you had Booker T and Rob Van Dam as the champs.
Alright.
I'm on. Let's watch it right now.
Yeah, right.
I'll
After
cut it.
this.
Cut it off.
Yeah, and I can't remember who the rest were. And on the SmackDown side of things, you had Scotty 2 Hotty and Rikishi retaining the titles. Yep.
Vaughn would be proud if you weren't in Houston right now, leaving our podcast.
Rest in peace, Vaughn.
And Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Don't make me have to make a ceremony section.
He's like in the back. It's just
With
like
his head
RIP.
over it.
Just the RIP section.
Yep.
We should do it now.
Okay, it's happening.
Alright. So in this match, we do have Enzo and Cass, which is well deserved because they honestly should have been the ones facing the New Day in the last pay per view. Your Boar villains. I'm sorry, the VOD villains.
The VVs. Hashtag VVs.
Just not a fan. Anyways,
Yeah.
we have the club, which we got to throw a third team in there, a 4th team in there. We don't really have anybody else. The Luchas are kind of split right now, and the new Los Matador Puerto Ricanos are not ready to jump in bed with anybody yet.
They wrestled the Nashvilles.
Who are the Nashvilles?
Oh no, the North Carolinians.
Who was that?
Who are they?
They were just 2 guys that were from North Carolina. They're like 2 jobbers from NXT status, and they wrestled them on
Oh,
Monday
those
night.
poor guys.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're like, oh, we're in North Carolina. Like, put these North Carolinian guys against them. No sense. It almost looked like it was 2 teams that we had never seen go against each other, which is what they were going for.
Yeah, that's
but at the
what
same
they
time,
wanted.
like, it didn't make any sense to do it on Raw. Like, maybe SmackDown?
Yeah.
The beautiful island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Come and visit. Are they going to do, like, the next TakeOver special in
Puerto Rico? No. They won't be doing that.
No, it's not going to happen.
And then, of course,
Puerto
your
Rico's
defending New Day champs who've had the belt. I'm not even going to count how long they've had it. Like, this is getting in, like, Freebirds.
298 days.
This is, like, Freebird status.
But I'm
We're
not
getting
tired of
close
them.
to that.
I'm not.
Some people are, some people aren't.
This match builds excitement because I get to see Big Cass and I get to see Enzo. The last couple of matches I've seen, there's been interference ran, disqualification left or right. Big Cass got disqualified for whatever reason. I guess stomping on somebody for more than 5 seconds and he wasn't tagged in. When have you ever called that? That's never been a thing.
Was it Charles Robinson? Was it?
No, it was Veiny Forehead referee. The guy who was like in Triple H's California WrestleMania as one of the Terminators.
Oh, look at you.
Okay.
You know, I don't remember his name.
It wasn't Deathmatch Guy, right?
No, it's Deathmatch Guy.
Oh, Deathmatch Guy. Yeah.
Deathmatch Guy.
Yeah. He's cool.
It wasn't Handsy referee. It wasn't 5 O'Clock Shadow. It wasn't Teddy Long Jr.
It wasn't Lil Nate.
There is a Teddy Long Jr.
There is. These are all your nicknames. I'm sure y'all have actual names, but I'm not willing to invest that time to figure that out. So you'll just be going off what we call you from now on. Mm-hmm. For those who watch TV, you can make the correlations yourself.
So who do we want going over for this
match? Gosh. What's going to make me upset is New Day's going to win this match.
That won't make me upset. I'll be happy about it.
Right. So why do we have Big Cass and Enzo win? And why do we make it if it's a 4-way, which it may end up being a great match, there'll be segments where all of them will be in the same ring. There'll be segments where people are thrown over with the other 7 people or 6 people around them. Those are spots I want to see. There's spots in there that I want to just occur that won't happen. Right? So I want to see some like double choke slams from Big Cass.
I want to see a big boot from Big Cass to freaking Xavier Woods. Just demolish him. Just demolish him with a big boot.
Honestly, I want to see Big Cass pick up Big E. Even if it's just like Mark Henry body slam.
What about Doc Gallows? He's huge too.
Oh, Gallows too. Maybe like a 2-person suplex.
Biggie
the one
and
how they
Cass.
used to do it, where you just get one here and then one here, and you just lift them up and 2 people suplex. That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll see. I have a feeling that New Day is going to go over. I think they're going to hit that year mark. With this being the last year in record of being the Freebird rule. By last year, I mean this whole last year has been that rule that we've revamped. So in order to pay tribute to the Freebirds who did have it for close to 400 days, New Day has to have it for at least a complete year. Yeah. At least through SummerSlam.
You've had some long title reigns with the tag titles and the women's title. Really?
No, the women's title's only been since WrestleMania.
Well, she was Divas champion before that.
That's okay. That ended then.
I've never heard of this Divas. Did we give them a chance?
Remember the butterfly? Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. So what I'm guessing is at the end of this match, New Day wins, and the club gets heat on New Day, and Enzo and Cass and Vaudevillains have some kind of scuffle somewhere in the middle of it. So that's what we continue as the storylines going forward, because that's face versus heel on both sides.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Just wanted to make that was that clear. Everyone knew that.
Stephanie, that's for you. You can have all that.
You don't even have to get. You already did it.
So we do not, as of right now, have a booking for a women's match. Exactly. However, the consensus is that if there is going to be a match, it'll be a non-title match. And Jesse, would you like to break down who we said would be in said match?
Based on who has been on television these last couple weeks, it's going to be Becky Lynch and Natalya versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
Which has potential to be really good because they're all 4 workers.
Solid wrestlers.
Besides Charlotte being super stiff, but that's okay because you've got
is Dana really ready to be in the main roster, but she's doing fine.
What is her finisher called, where she has them on her shoulders and slams them? What is Morrow called it?
Morrow Ronaldo.
It starts with a T. I forget it. Darn it. I have it.
Where is it when you need him? I just want to know what it, like the whole...
Something driver.
Yes.
I thought it started with a T.
I thought it was with an M.
Tinker?
Texanoku driver.
Mikashuru driver.
Mikashuru? I don't know. Whichever person made it, whenever they made it, that's the name of it.
I didn't. I just swear.
He's watching too much New Japan.
I swear I heard Morrow call it out, and I was like,
Morrow Ronaldo. Who I must say is still phenomenal. Vince McMahon, I don't know what your beef is from what I'm reading about him that you don't like. He's phenomenal. Yeah, I know he's not your typical, but we're not in your typical wrestling. This isn't 1994 anymore. Raw isn't war. This is not the Attitude Era. Yeah. We come into people, we're older now. When I was into that, I was 6 years old. I was 8 years old. I'm a grown-ass man now. Mm-hmm. I'm about to be married. Give me a commentator I can agree with. Michael Cole still called Charlotte the Divas champion.
Did he? Oh my god.
I rewatched Breaking Ground, the reload they had when Charlotte won her match.
Yeah.
And he goes, in his segment, which he said right after she won, he goes, retaining her Divas champion. And they never edited it out.
Wow.
That was she never had it. That was the first night of the women's championship. So I'd rather have.
Is it really his fault, or is it the fault of the writer?
No, it's his fault because
he's reading it.
He has a choice to read there, make edits beforehand.
Okay.
Any smart commentator knows that. Just saying.
So he messed it up.
Keep Ronaldo around. We love him. I will riot. Maybe.
We should make that sign for the next
right?
A sign for Mauro Ronaldo.
Exactly.
More over than any other WWE superstar.
No.
Because he doesn't really get to work with JBL. I would like to see that commentary. Awesome. That would be phenomenal.
I love it, Mauro.
Because you got a real flippin' smart person, and then you have like your super heel commentator. The greatest around. That's my JBL impersonation.
Yeah, because I could see Michael Cole and Jerry the King being together again. They
right?
worked together. No. They worked well together, and JBL and Mauro.
Well, if we get the draft,
dude,
call the split. We're not there for rumors yet. All right, so let's get us to the main event again. So we're gonna have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Here's why I'm excited about this match to begin with.
Because Seth Rollins is back.
Seth Rollins is back. If I, could control this belt, I was swinging around like a crazy man in here. But this is too much belt for any one person to swing around, so I won't do that. Seth Rollins never lost his title.
This is true.
Technically, Brock Lesnar has never been pinned to lose his title.
Very true.
That's my long play for later on in the smart segment.
Okay.
Part of it. I have Seth Rollins losing on Sunday. Cleanly.
Ooh,
on Sunday. Here's why. Because we want to push Roman Reigns still so much, and it's fight or flight. This is what has to happen right now. He's either going to still fail or he's going to succeed. I would love Roman Reigns to fail 100%. But at the same time, Seth Rollins could play a bigger part if we have a brand split.
I agree.
This, in fact, could even end with them tagging each other, both laid out over each other. Ooh. Now we've got two champions. Now we have the brand split. That's how I would book it. Because, remember, when Sami Zayn was going against Samoa Joe, I called the double loss. When Sasha was going against Becky Lynch, I called the double loss.
You did.
So that's what I have happening here. They will both win. I still think, in essence, Roman's still going to be I'm the world champion. I hope we bring back a different belt, maybe the Undisputed again.
Yeah. It's so ugly.
I know.
Such an ugly belt.
I know, but
the only person it looked good on was Eddie
Brock
Guerrero.
Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, so Eddie Guerrero just
Brock Lesnar looked so good in it.
But do you once again call it the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship?
Yeah.
Do we go somewhere different?
No. I agree. We'll have to continue that. Bring back the Ric Flair one.
Yeah. The big fat gold belt.
So now that I threw that stick in your spokes, what do you guys have?
You got anything different, Jesse?
I mean, I don't think they're going to take the belt off Roman Reigns. They're not going to let Seth Rollins just return and take the belt back right away.
As much as you want it to.
I would love for it to happen. It's not going to happen. Roman Reigns is in the middle of a major push. He's not going to lose that belt anytime soon. I love your prediction for what your creative input, and I think that's pretty awesome. I think we could definitely see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns finish out their feud because they've had some matches in the past before, and I could finally see them going their own separate ways, being the superstar of their own brands. So,
agreed.
Yeah.
So mine's also different and also bold.
Ooh.
So there's someone on TV.
Doritos bold moment.
Yeah,
of
Doritos
the show.
bold moment. Everyone get your guacamole flavored chips out from 1996. Shit. I'm talking about you, Jay, because I saw it in the photo album when you were taking a shower. It was hilarious.
She will never watch this.
I know. So there's someone that's been missing from television for the last couple of weeks.
Shane McMahon.
No, he's totally been there. He's been there with his sister. They've been running Raw, haven't they?
It was Stephanie and Teddy.
Yeah, and then Stephanie and Teddy were there. But there's someone that's been missing. That person has been
Triple H.
That's right. He was just the former champion.
Correct. He was wrestling in their UK tour, though.
Was he now?
He was in the live events in the UK tour, from what I read.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Wrestling
But
Roman Reigns for a rematch?
No,
Just not
different people. Sorry, go ahead.
So this match is going to end in a DQ, where Triple H is going to come in and stop the match. He's going to attack Seth Rollins. He's going to go heel on Seth Rollins because he is not a part of his authority. He is done with him. He doesn't like that he's back. He's sick of, what
Pedigree?
he's been saying. Yeah, there's definitely a pedigree that's going to happen.
No, is he sick of the pedigree?
Ooh.
Because he's taking part of
He's
his
going to
line.
do the pedigree to him, and he's going to yell at him, "This is my move, and you've never been able to do it like I could."
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. And so Triple H isn't going to go against Roman Reigns again. He will be feuding with Seth Rollins, and that will be SummerSlam, them versus each other to see if he deserves to have a match against Roman Reigns at Night of Champions.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, so that's
pretty
what I'm
bold.
thinking is going to happen.
I don't know if Hunter's going to get back in the ring this soon, but maybe.
I mean, if anything happens, he's gonna have thigh bruises.
Thigh bruise?
If he's in the ring, thigh bruises will occur. Almost there, and he can stand up.
That was actually perfect timing.
Did you get one too?
No,
I haven't gotten mine
mine's
yet,
dead. Yeah,
but I will.
yeah, it's dead.
So we've got a great card predicted. We're gonna have a lot of fun this Sunday watching it, and honestly, I'm excited to hear our recap. The goal is to make these quicker, so we can get them out quicker to you guys. It's just been all about what's in season for us. So we've got new jobs, new marriages, people moving, people traveling. I think we're ready to make a commitment from this, and thank you for your feedback and everything you've given us. It's the only way for us to grow is if we get that feedback, right?
It's the new generation of the podcast.
It's the end. Last one's the end now. It's the beginning.
Yep.
Beginning of the end.
Podcast.
For sure. Before we head on out of here, I want us to have our little smart segment for WWE. Something we can see a smart booking here by the time SummerSlam does occur. So that's a stipulation. SummerSlam booking.
Okay, something that we want happening at SummerSlam. I mean, I think we all expect it, and I'm just going to keep it with the women, Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Sasha Banks finally gets that damn title because she needs to have that title. She is so over. They are still calling her name, and she hasn't been on television in a long time, on Raw in a long time. She's been doing main event and stuff. She still does the live events, so she's not injured. I guess they just made a decision that she's going to wait, and I think SummerSlam is her time.
It's going to be a big match. It's going to be a huge match.
Yeah.
That's going to be already calling it 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
That's SummerSlam.
Because can we agree that Charlotte puts on good matches when she's teamed with someone who can carry her?
Yeah.
Natalia, Sasha Banks.
Yes.
Does the list end there?
I can agree.
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can agree. So here's my smart booking for this. I have Brock Lesnar, who I will watch in his UFC fight against Mark Hunt. And I'm super excited for that. I got my Suplex City shirt ready. I'm going to go get a Jimmy John's decal and get it added to the back of that shirt specifically.
Yes.
I'll be watching it from the Bahamas on my honeymoon. I already found a casino down there that will be playing it. So I'm
great.
super excited. I'm going to mark out like no business while I'm down there. I have, when he comes back, if he gets cleared, if he's not cleared, then he's not going to wrestle. That's pretty obvious in here. I have him coming in, and if it's whatever match Roman Reigns is in, expect to see Brock Lesnar. And whether Brock Lesnar is interfering or Brock Lesnar is wrestling Roman Reigns, I'm going 13 suplexes. 13. And if he does pin him, which he should, it's time. Roman Reigns, you had a good little 3-time run. It's time to bring it back to Brock Lesnar because I need to see him lose it cleanly on a one-on-one match. I'm not satisfied. That's your smart booking.
True.
I know it's more than 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
I'm trying to make mine short like that, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So
You can try. It's okay.
yeah. So
15 seconds is like a suggestion.
Yeah. So mine is that The Miz will still have the Intercontinental Championship by that time, and after the match that he wins by cheating, all the lights will go out, all the fireflies will come out, and we will hear a very long poem rambling from Bray Wyatt talking about how when you become the most famous person, you become a movie star, you become a celebrity, all the hatred and terrible things that happen, the Illuminati, and that's where their feud is going to start.
Money.
It's money.
Money.
It's so money.
Will we ever get Sister Abigail? AJ Lee.
At Survivor Series.
Again?
Yeah, every time at Survivor Series.
Every year. It's
They
like
need a fifth.
Survivor Series.
They need a fifth.
Sister Abigail. It's another mixed match now, which they don't do anymore. So
No.
Very good, very good. Well, I've honestly had a lot of fun here
It's been
in this
great.
new format.
Yeah.
Not trying to focus on playing a video game left or right.
So distracting.
And that's okay, right? We'll live through it, right? It's not a big deal. So, I brought this up to Alex earlier, and Jesse's for the first time hearing it here.
Ooh.
I have a new ending segment. Whether you like it, you let me know. If you hate it, please let me know. I'm more than willing to change it. Most of us, I've already seen the Jake the Snake Resurrection documentary on Netflix.
Sure did.
Apparently there's a Shield one too that I need to check out.
Yeah, there's a show on.
I haven't seen it on Netflix.
Non-WWE sanctioned?
Non-WWE. Well, it may be. I haven't seen it yet. But
It was from 2 years ago. It's
Okay.
good. I watched it
And
in
it's on
parts.
Netflix?
yeah.
I didn't watch it on Netflix. I watched it on
The network?
a website.
Ah.
Anyways.
WWE.com. That's where you saw
No.
it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It was on
That's where I watched it.
WWE.com.
So, in watching that documentary, we'll give you a small little take of what we saw and what we've learned. Jake the Snake Roberts is battling some addictions. And it's clear. Like, if anyone's dealt with addiction, you can see it. You know, I personally have not, but I've had family members that have dealt with addiction, and you can see the signs, whether it's drug or alcohol or any prescription things like that, and it's clear. The phenomenal part about it is his relationship with Diamond Dallas Page, who, you know, it's DDP. I was a huge Diamond Dallas Page fan. You know, when he was diamond cutting people, that's what we were doing
Before
on the gym
the
mats.
RKO.
Before the
Okay.
RKO, that's what we were doing. We were doing the diamond cutter. I was a WCW fan.
Okay.
So to see that he was willing to bend over backwards
yeah.
pretty much because he does yoga and help Jake the Snake get back on track, brought alongside with him Scott Hall, who was also doing terrible. You know, he had he needed another shoulder surgery. He was alcoholic, and I get it, right? So you had this time of fame and glory, and you lose that, and you've got nothing left.
Fast women, fast pills, fast alcohol.
It's very real. Like, they talked about how
I cried.
You're surrounded by 60,000 people, and then you go home to an empty hotel room. Families at home. You've got nothing to do with yourself. You sit there and you drink. You do drugs. It's the way it was, and it was real. I mean, I teared up a little bit. I mean, it's very real for me because you don't just see the happy ending right away. You see Jake the Snake dealing with ups and downs. He goes through long periods of time without touching a drink, and then he goes off the wagon. It's realistic. It's what people actually go through in addiction. So it was very raw and very moving.
The redemption portion of it is him getting into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Him getting into a match, a little segment with the Shield at the, what did they call that one? Classic Raw, which they don't have anymore. But please bring it back. That is so cool. Like, I would totally go see that.
Yeah.
Him with the Shield, and he puts the snake right on Dean Ambrose's face. His stupid Idiotville face. Stupid idiot. What it came down to is the very ending. We talk about Scott Hall still, and he's honestly probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Scott Hall, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Diamond Dallas Page. Like, these guys are like my personal top 5 with HBK. And to see that he's redeemed himself, he's wanting to coach now at NXT. This Hall of Fame speech that ended. And I altered it just a little bit to fit this segment. So I won't have to explain it in the future. I can just go right into it. Right?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Totally.
Are you ready? Oh my
go.
God, I'm going to tear out to you because I was so emotional. I did it earlier. Right? All right, ready?
This is real.
First, let me swig a beer for the working man.
The working man.
All right. Dreams come true. Hard work pays off. Bad moments don't last, but podcasts do.